you mentioned meditative state there, and I know you had, from what I read, you had like the men in your life, these like powerful, strong mob boss type characters, and then you had this mom that I understand was more like super health focused, spiritual, like vegan diet. Like, can you talk about kind of some of the things that from her side that you've taken into your life and applied today?
I mean, I've applied most of it. I mean, when I look at Spartan Race, it's really a yogi that's wrapped up in a cloak and a helmet. She was the ultimate Spartan. I watched her meditate and fast for 30 days in a room. My grandfather had to break the door down and like save her because she was so stoic, and she would just stick to stuff. So she was vegan. She taught yoga. She meditated daily. She taught people. She got people out of their comfort zone at a time when this stuff wasn't popular.
Yeah.
Right. And so she was up against the whole world. So I think they're actually more similar than you think. Like being that tough guy or being that tough yogi. It's figuring out what you're all about and then being all in and making sure the standards don't change. Like you stick to your principles and you do it. Now at Spartan, we don't do anything illegal. We don't steal stuff and kill people, and maybe we do, but
the occasional casualty.
I mean, listen, if you put 2 million people in a room, somebody's gonna die. That's just the reality of statistics. But yeah, I think it's a little yoga, a little meditation, a little. I want to get 100 million people healthy. That's the goal, and I think my mom would have had the same goal. It's the platform I'm using is probably a little more accepted. Maybe not today. Yoga's pretty accepted today, and health food's accepted. It wasn't in the 70s, but this idea of being a Spartan and a badass, it comes along with all those things.
Yeah, and the best, at least from my experience being around good athletes and good endurance athletes, it's like there's the combination of the two, right? There's the badass, strong, get it done, but then there's that they can go to that Zen place and they can laugh when at mile 100 their shoe breaks, and there's this like, just calmness amongst the chaos, if you will.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, the ancient Spartans would turn really tough moments into times of humor. The military does it, and certainly endurance athletes do it, right? Like, we used to have a chant when I was racing a lot with a team. If you're not tired, you're sleeping too much. If you're not hungry, you're eating too much. And if you're not cold, you're wearing too much. So it just became part of the deal. Like, all right, here we go. And then we've got that Spartan prayer, which sums it up. It was found on a French paratrooper, World War II. But he basically said, look, God, I'm sure you've run out of the good stuff. Like everybody's asking you to get back with their family, dinner, home, girlfriend, boyfriend. Since you don't have any of that left, why don't you give me the worst stuff you have? The toil, the torment, the suffering, and just promise me you'll keep it coming. And so that's the Spartan prayer. Like, I get people all the time texting me in the morning and saying, I hope you have a shitty day. Like, that's our mantra.
I love it.